number 20. 20 weeks since we started this Big River Talks. You know the good thing, I got Bojo here with me. I'll let him introduce himself a little bit. But I noticed there's a lot more people from Laredo starting their own little podcast. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Go ahead and enjoy the idea. And that's fine. Everybody can do it. But
more the merrier, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to promote Laredo and talk about what Laredo's doing. So,
but use it constructively.
Exactly.
That's all we ask. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't bring your hatred. Don't bring your this online because you're doing a disservice instead of promoting something
doing it for the right reason.
Powerful or good.
So no, which is good. Like I said, we've been blessed for 20 weeks. We've had a lot of great guests. We have some host guests also that have helped us out, and we're gonna be here till we have stuff that till we run out of stuff to talk about, which is not gonna happen, right? So, but we have a special guest today. In fact, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I'll switch the camera when it comes time for that. But we're gonna, he's got some stuff to do today, so he's gonna talk and then break off. It's going to be a short podcast today, guys. All of us have some stuff going on, our promise is going to be informative. Before I do that, I want to recap. Well, last week we didn't have a guest. We had some guest hosts. Guest hosts.
We recapped on some previous topics that we touched upon. We touched on some very new ones, and I was kind of hoping that Laredo would chime in a little bit more with their ideas and what they think of what we're talking about. But it's their space that they don't want to use. It's up to them. But we had 3 of our former guests now as guest hosts. Mike from Whispers. We had Eric from Wizard Pizza, which thanks for the pizza.
Thanks for the pizza. Thanks for the extra pounds that we didn't eat. But
yeah. Oh. So first you complain because he doesn't bring pizza.
Hey, you know what?
And then the gentleman brings pizza, and now you're hating.
Wait a minute.
What did you? Well, he should have ordered guiltless pizza.
Now I know you're full of shit because you called Eric a gentleman. So yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That's the last thing he is.
Well, you know what? You all have your all history together, and I don't know who or what. No, we're not here to debate that. But anyway, so it was him, and then we had Israel
Tornado
Gamboa. Yeah, I appreciate you chiming in. I know all 3 of them have busy schedules, and they still stopped in. Laredo, that's what it is, man. Folks that come in, whether it's guest hosts or guests, and they're taking their time because they believe in the project and they believe in Laredo. If you don't make the attempts to try to connect or try to reach out to them, that's your loss. So it's like when they say if you don't vote, you can't complain. Same thing here. You don't participate, stop saying Laredo. There's nothing going on in Laredo. There's nothing to do. This is something to do. And you're not taking advantage. But anyway, in a nutshell, that's what we had, TJ. So there you go.
Awesome. So before we get started with our guest host, I'm going to go ahead and pay the bills. Our sponsors here, we got Mariachi Mezcal de Texas. We got Silvera Martinez, attorney at law, again for all your legal needs. Waterway protection services for whether it's security officers or private investigations. Now, we also... Yeah, we're on. In fact, guys, if somebody can let us know about the audio and stuff like that, no, not that. If somebody whoever's watching, please let us know if y'all can hear us and that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, because the system shows live, but we're trying to see it on ourselves, so sometimes it's a little delay for us. But anyway, Whisper Wakes Pizza. Also, Eric, thank you so much. Mariachi Mix, Outfitters, and more. Whispers Bar and Lounge, Tejano Express. Freddie, we miss you, Fred. Hope you're okay. Thank you so much, Fred. If you all remember Fred the Salman Medina, it's because of him we're here as far as equipment goes. And, he's going to be out for a bit, but we hope everything's fine with Fred.
Yep.
We miss you, man.
We do, brother.
Classic Cats, of course, we're playing all kinds of old stuff. For special events, stuff like that, whatever you all need, let us know. We're away Wrestling Academy also, and in fact our guest is going to talk a little bit about that. And there's a brand new academy for security officers that want to get certified in level 3. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I'm going to be one of those instructors in that academy. For all of you that want to get your level 3 certification, carry a weapon and be able to make a little more money than the level 2s. The academy is called Texas Elite Academy. So they'll be opening up this coming month, so get ready for that too, guys. If you want more information, there's a phone number on the screen that you can call, and we'll get to you and we'll give you some more information on any of these sponsors. Okay. So without further ado, let me switch the camera over to our special guest. We'll let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about what his career, what he's done in wrestling, and what he does, and then he's going to talk about the wrestling academy that I just touched on. Go ahead, special guest.
All right, thanks for the floor, Bojo and TJ. I'm going to keep this interview K-Fab, so just the way it should be. So let's for this podcast, I'm going to call myself El Grande Luchador Mexicano, okay? And so we'll just leave it at that, okay? So basically, just a little brief history of myself. I started training here, Lucha Libre style, back in the late 90s. I was very fortunate to be trained by some of the best local wrestlers here in Laredo. There's a lot of talent here that goes to Laredo, and one of the things that TJ's always pushing is Laredo talent, and there's a lot of talent here. And so I was very, very fortunate and blessed to be trained under Don Martin Pedraza and his stepsons Benny and Jesse. And there was also other trainers there like Universitario that would go step up and help out, and various others. The gentleman had a ring in his backyard, and that's where I got my training for several years. And so again, when it comes to passing the torch, when it comes to continuing the wrestling, you want to do things right, and I consider myself very fortunate to be trained by Don Martin Pedraza. And God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, but he was a great mentor, a great trainer, and I think if anyone ever got trained by him, they got a piece of regional wrestling from him. So in that saying, so I did make a couple of trips to San Antonio to get some training over there, and I came back to Laredo, and things happen as far as your career. Sometimes wrestling is a little it could be a side gig or it could be your career. So I ended up being a professional here in town, and so my career was, I don't want to say derailed, but you do have a career, and then I was fortunate enough to have this as a side gig. So being in the scene for South Texas all these times is basically getting a lot of experience in the South Texas area with a lot of great wrestling talent, and somewhere along the way, I'm not going to say it's been a bed of roses, but there's some trainers out there that are out there that we need to kind of be careful, because we want to treat today's talent right. And we have a very great trailblazer by, of course, there's a young lady that came from Laredo, and she's now with the WWE, and she's a trailblazer. She's clearing the path, making the path for future little talent. So we want to hope that we can continue this and capitalize. So and in me being TJ recently, we got together and we just brainstormed some ideas, and I go pretty much hand in hand what she thinks is like promote Laredo and promote Laredo talent. Because if you say that Laredo if you speak bad about Laredo, well, you don't know Laredo like we do. There's a lot of great things that come out of here. It's a very rich historic city, and talent. There's a lot of abundance of talent, whether it's art, music, actors, whatever. I mean, Laredo's on the map, and so we're very pro Laredo, and we're going to take that avenue to pretty much. We're going to use Lucha Libre as an avenue to promote, Lucha Libre in Laredo. Okay, now. Recently joined up again with TJ and the Academy, and I'm going to talk about the Academy. What we're doing there is we're building young individuals, males and females, and we have a program that builds hope, direction, and future. Okay, we want to build character. We want to build better people through the style of Lucha Libre. Okay. And so what we want to encourage you guys to think about is that, well, your son or your daughter needs something different. Well, send them to our academy, because we can help them become better people. They can be, build confidence. They can have discipline. They can get a good physical workout. Okay, all through Lucha Libre, that's what our academy offers. Okay, and the whole, one of the points I'll touch on later is the pro wrestling culture in Laredo. But building, future characters of Lucha Libre through our academy, our short-term goal is to, again, help build, our children and help build current talent. And let's create a floodgate of talent to leave Laredo or come back to Laredo and showcase Laredo for what we really are, a great city. So we want to help, based on our expertise and our knowledge and our passion for these kids, we want to help build, and showcase Laredo through Lucha Libre, which is, again, it's a great platform here for us to do that. And so I want you guys to consider our academy, because again, we're going to build character, we're going to build young future wrestlers, and one of the things that we're going to teach your kids and the parents is that professional wrestling, it's a show, and we need wrestlers, we need announcers, we need timekeepers, we need people to help assemble the ring, we need managers, we need a whole bunch of things. So there's a role for everybody to make a show. There's several hands to make a show. So when I was training, I learned how to break down the ring, set up the ring, clean up afterwards, be in the back, getting water for the wrestlers, and getting whatever for the wrestlers, and doing what we need to for the show. The show must go on. Always remember this. When you get out of the ring, somebody will be next to get on the ring. When your show is over, someone else's show is coming on. Lucha Libre will never die. Professional wrestling will never die. The show must, and the show will go on. So we have that great responsibility and that great honor to train the future of professional wrestling from our academy, And so we can focus a lot on, based on our experiences. And again, based on the experience that I have, is that I'm able to pass it down to these kids, to these younger talents. Okay, whoever goes in training, you're going to get the best of us. And like I said, Laredo's on a bed of roses also. There's also some bad trainers, and we want to avoid that. We want to treat you, and we're going to train you, and we're going to give you your value. So we're going to do things better. We're going to make sure that we have when you sign up with us, you're going to have your short-term goals, and we're going to have your long-term goals. And at some point, when your wings flap, you'll be able to fly away and go to a different organization and say that you started with us. And so, and again, together with the trainers that we have there, we have some very talented other trainers there that some of you may know, and with TJ being at the helm and overseeing everything, with TJ's experience with military and police and his academy. I mean, we have a very good organization from top to bottom. So I encourage you guys to check that out. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is I'm not really, I'm from Laredo, but I also commute to other cities. And one thing I notice at other cities is that they have nations. They have, for some reason, when you go out to HEB here, people will be wearing Cowboys jerseys, and we're not even in Dallas, but they like other. You have Steelers fans, you have Raider fans.
Everybody makes mistakes. Man.
Yeah.
You know what? Again.
But Laredo loves a clearance section, so that's how.
That's true. You know what? We're being quiet letting you talk. There, Luchador Grande, you fucking, both of you fuckers.
So what us at the Malachi Mix, we want to start a coalition of wrestling fans. There's a lot of us that, young and a little bit older, and I'm going to keep it K-Fab. I can't tell you my real age because it's K-Fab. So let's just suppose I'm 20 or 25 or 30, whatever. We're true fans at heart. And this Sunday at 1320 Laredo Street, we're going to have a SummerSlam extravaganza where you can go and we're going to watch SummerSlam there. And we want to talk about wrestling, just wrestling, okay? With all due respect, I can talk day and night about football and baseball and politics, but there's a lot of us that have stories, you know.
Yeah, real world stories.
People don't know that Andre the Giant came to Laredo.
Oh, yeah.
Roddy Piper came to Laredo. Ric Flair defended his world title here at the River Drive Mall against Iceman King Parsons in 1983. People do not know this. Kamala broke character here when. How many of you were there when they threw nachos at Kamala?
Yep.
And he broke character. He started talking at the Civic Center.
The Von Erichs.
The Von Erichs. How many times? How many of you were there when the Von Erichs and the Freebirds had a country league match? You know, and again, there's a lot of history here that needs to be
exposed.
Well, it would be nice to relive it and to kind of see that, hey, these things happen here.
Yeah.
You know, just like these kids, like, yeah, it was great when John Cena was commemorated at Laredo. That's, you'll take it to heart, you know. But there's a lot of us that our generations need to share our stories. And we want to share our stories there with people. So we encourage you that we're going to pretty soon open up a Facebook page called the Coalition. We don't have a name yet, but we're going to invite people from Laredo, the South Texas area, whether you want to talk about lucha libre, pro wrestling, or whatever style that involves wrestling.
Laredo's rich in history, man. Blue Demon, senior, debuted here in Laredo. Downtown in the old City Plaza. That building in front of the Plaza Theater, that was a city hall. Then they had a wrestling match, and that's where Blue Demon Senior debuted. As a wrestler. And
again, look at my shirt. If you can name these 4 people, I mean, like my respect for it. You could, but it's like you'd be surprised who showed up here. Yeah. You know, and you'd be surprised the story of those little plastic monitos that are like this. Find out if you know the true story of why they come out like this. Then you're true. There's a story behind those. When you cross the bridge, there's a story of why those little blue demons have to come out like that.
They all come out the same way.
Yeah, you cross the bridge, we have another talent, Laredo Kid, made it to the WWE. I mean, there's just so much talent that has wrestled here, passed through here. And we're focusing on those. We're focusing on the next breakout stars, whether they want to be local, regional, state, international. But we would like a little hand in developing here.
Yes.
So we encourage you guys, we invite you guys to try out our academy. And then for the social, relaxing atmosphere, you know, get in contact with TJ because this Sunday is going to be great. From what I'm hearing, Mr. Wickstrom's going to have some pizza there. We're going to have we're going to have music and stuff. We want to have like a you know, pro wrestling fan nation where we can go hang out and just talk about wrestling, you know. And it's something that we do need in Laredo, not just because Houston has it, because you can stop at any grocery store, or you can go to a grocery store and you can have a random conversation with somebody just by wearing a shirt.
Yep.
Oh, I saw that dude, or I saw that guy. You know how many times when I wear this shirt, I will strike up a conversation just because I'm wearing this shirt.
It's a conversational piece, it is.
And it's like you know what, I've known you for so long, I didn't know you like this or whatever, you know. But
see, that's one thing that a lot of lucha fans, we're very timid about it. We treat it as taboo or something. And going back to what you're saying, it's a real sport. So you talk about discipline. If people think, oh, martial arts, it's discipline, and if you think that's discipline, lucha is discipline 3 times fold. Because it's the discipline within the sport, the discipline in the ring, the discipline outside the ring, and then for those like you, I can't speak for you, but I can only imagine wearing a mask, that's another discipline. You have to take care of your identity.
Yeah, big time. So, I mean, I've always told my daughters or my family, I've always told them, I go, do you enjoy walking with me around the mall peacefully? They're like, yeah. Well, there's a reason why I wear a mask, because if people know who I am, I mean, they're going to challenge me to a fight at HEB, at Kroger, or a mall. And then that's how people are, I want to be a really like, but this is where I wear a mask, you know. But going back to, you know, in that retrospect, wrestling has no off season. We go every single weekend. Some of these wrestlers, the young man that was here last time, the young man travels to Houston, to San Antonio, Raxo, one of Laredo's finest talent. We had Dill Dempsey that just moved to San Antonio, came out of Laredo, and he's an area talent. You know, and there's a lot of wrestlers that are currently wrestling here that are getting their ground, because when they're done with one promotion, they'll go to the other. and they'll go to the other, and they'll go across the bridge. People from across the bridge will come
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
And there's no. If you watch WrestleMania, the next day they're, the biggest show of the year. The next day they're right back at Monday Night Raw.
And you know what? And the other side, to that coin is that the logistics. I mean, you think about somebody like Laredo Kid. Think about it. Yeah, Laredo, but he grew up in Nuevo Laredo. Nuevo Laredo. Where is he right now? With WWE.
He was very talented.
Triple A, now with WWE. Roxanne from Laredo. And just so the logistics, people, now they're rolling with the three letter firms. They still got to pay out of their pockets, man. Yeah. So the logistics behind it. So, and then people talk about it. Hombre, he couldn't make it. Nah, dude, nah. You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. Maybe his contract or his guarantee wasn't there. A lot of stuff happens. Yeah. So, but they're very easy to judge a wrestler when he doesn't show up or whatever. And I think that's sad because if they only knew the sacrifices that you guys make to make it to the show. Just simple to be there. Even some that are injured, that they still show face. I remember not too long ago, the last time AEW was here, Penta and Ray Phoenix weren't even on the card. And what did they do? Were you there?
AEW should know.
They came out at the very end and said, hey, buenas noches, everybody. Blah, blah, blah. We're no estamos en el cartel, all the good stuff. And they did a free match. Both of them. It's a stellar match. I forgot who they fought. It was so good that now the con says, you know what? Yeah, televise it. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't put them on but they did it as a commitment.
There's politics and everything.
It was as a thank you to the community, to the Mexican fans. Like, hey, thanks for supporting us. We are where we are. Yeah, through their merits and talents, but also because the fans are behind it.
Yeah, like when Penta and Rey Mysterio opened up the Rumble this year.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
That was, to me, it was like, that's it. I can now go to heaven. Like I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen my lucha libre conquer.
It's a dream match that actually happened. But you're right. A lot of those post dark matches. That need to be, because it's for Laredo and for looking at it's political, where that doesn't come on the national forefront. Yeah. But more like on this is for Laredo.
But to me, it was a sense of we have conquered. Lucha libre is what it's supposed to be.
I do want to agree when Pocho brought up before. Children look up to us because of the masks that we wear. It's not the people inside of us, just the masks that we wear. I mean, we portray superstars. We're human underneath here, but children, they want to break their heart. And what we want to do at the academy also is have meet and greets where the kids can meet us, because wrestlers, independent wrestlers don't make money; they make a difference. Right. There's a huge difference.
That is true.
I mean,
that's a good thing.
I can get paid $10, $20, but if a little kid comes up to me, tells me he looks up to me, it's very rewarding. So it's something I have to keep in mind. I'm there to make a difference in some kid's life. Yeah. And if for those kids that don't have parental figures, we want to be that father figure for them. In the workshops that we may offer. And we just started with our academy, and there's a lot of things that we're going to table ideas, and we're going to go on with ideas. But if it helps foster and mentor our youth, we're all for that.
That's good.
So,
that's good,
but it's definitely something,
Kudos to you guys for doing that.
And talk about I have a match right now. I'm gonna go step in the ring right now, and just have to stop by and just maybe in a nearby show, whatever, and come back and just try to talk a little bit more in detail as far as how we're doing and stuff. But Laredo is a good town to, we have two very great districts, UISD, LISD.
We're rich in talent and history.
It's a great place to raise your kids. It's a great, it's not a place to visit, but we're not far from Houston, we're not far from San Antonio, we're not far from Monterrey. We could always travel, so Laredo, there's haters in everything that people do, but Laredo is like, there's a lot of stuff to do here. There's a lot of rich history, rich culture, and there's a lot of things that I like about that. This podcast is just pushing. Is just Laredo, and the surrounding area.
Yep.
So, gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. I know you guys have bigger fish to fry, and so I want to thank you, Laredo. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys consider the Academy, 1320 Laredo Street. We got Mondays and Wednesdays. I know school's about to start, so you know, you want to send your kid to school not only mentally prepared but physically prepared, and we want to also emotionally, you know, get them stronger as well for school. So we're putting smiles on kids' faces and you know, helping build a better future through Lucha Libre at our academy.
So, yeah, man, I really want to appreciate you. I mean, I obviously know who you are, and I'm not gonna say anything of your identity, but you're a big guy with a bigger heart. And I really appreciate you've helped us out chingos in a lot of different things. So we really appreciate it. I'm gonna learn how to wrestle just to kick your ass in the fucking ring. I don't give a shit if I love you.
Well, lucky for you, I respect my veterans. So I'm gonna give you a pass on that one.
You respect your elders.
I dodged the draft and you didn't, so my respect for you. And
Sir,
so,
please excuse him. He's had a little bit too much to drink. That's,
Yeah,
trae puro sueño el vuelo, yeah.
yeah, sometimes he's, you know, sometimes
You must excuse him.
Yeah, no, I know how it is and everything, but it's all good. So
I don't know, it's gonna be good, man. And
Viva Laredo.
Viva Laredo, exactly. All right, man. Well, have a good match tonight, man. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe.
Yeah.
We'll be talking soon, all right?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. So again, I really want to thank him. I mean, he's literally have to go get ready for this. It's another local event, but I want to thank him for stopping by. So real quick, we're back on Facebook.
Hold on, TJ.
Go ahead.
To bank on what you said, I hope people realize the efforts you made. He's about to go and get in the ring, endanger his body for people's entertainment. But before he did that, guess what he did? He came and stopped by. He said he would stop by.
And he did.
Things almost didn't work out because of the schedule and the main event and all this. But things worked out and he stopped by. He kept his word.
Yep. That's the type of character that we're looking
Exactly.
for.
That's
what we're looking
I'm
for.
just saying, Laredo, bring me somebody better than that. That's all I'm saying.
And that's what in the academy that we're putting together. That's the type of character that we want to build. Responsible, professional, dedicated.
Not just in the ring.
No,
Guys,
yeah,
understand?
on and off the ring. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Better
guess what?
citizens.
Now that we said that, these kids that are in school, we're gonna make them sign a
Better commitment?
Yes, a little commitment that they're gonna only continue their training, but also they have to be passing in school to come to the academy. I mean, we don't want troublemakers. We don't. In fact, we do want troublemakers. We want to we want a chance to transform those guys and
That
girls.
rage of
And
the.
maybe troublemakers is not the word, but I'm just saying people that are young kids and young adults that might be lost right now, that haven't found themselves. Maybe they're gonna find a path through wrestling, through physical activity.
A
And
lot
we'll
of
be
them
there
do.
for that.
A lot of wrestlers were troublemakers, bro.
Yeah.
They were troublemakers growing up, and that's why, because they used to love to fight and blah blah blah. MMA fighters and boxers, but in the wrestling, there's a lot of them. A lot of. I was so blown away. And people have different, feelings about Hulk Hogan, but he was at a shop. Have you seen that little kid, bro?
Yeah,
he was like at a wrestling shop.
Yeah. He starts promoting it. Yeah.
And then the little kid comes in dressed up like him, like, what are you gonna do? And then Hulk sets up, no, what are you gonna do? Like he saw the Hulk song, he's like, I met you the first time when I was 3 years old, but now I'm 6 and I'm back. Oh yeah, you're 6. Oh wow, like, and the Hulk just runs with it also, and then the little kid rips off his shirt, and Hulk like wanted to cry, bro. Like, can you imagine a little guy, 6 years old? He's what? He's like, well, he was maybe when that he was on like 60 something.
Yeah.
And you have a little 6-year-old still looking up to his whole little take your vitamins and take prayers.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think of him, something that he Jewish or it doesn't matter. But for that little boy, that was his idol, bro.
Yeah, that was talk about a once in a lifetime, literally.
That is crazy, and just to have the big guy stand up and I think it just melted his heart to see a little fan so little, and he's still making an impact.
Yeah.
And guys, it just goes to say that your testimony is always the best thing. You might not be a wrestler, you might not be anything, you might be an average individual, but you know what? Your testimonies, you don't think, but somebody's looking up to you.
Yeah.
You may not be, you might be that, the Theo to somebody, the older brother to somebody, the friend, the self-well-centered friend to somebody else. And you know what? And sometimes you feel like, well, nothing good ever happens to me. Well, you know why? Because you are the good for a lot of people. And they might not tell you, but you are the goodness that happens to those people's lives. And that's why sometimes you feel like nothing good comes my way, because you are being paid, and you will be paid forward. But know that you are the goodness to a lot of people's lives. But anyway, I got a little off the tangent. I just feel a little upset when people are like, no, nothing good ever happens to me. There's several reasons, but one of them is that you are the goodness to other people's lives, whether you recognize and know it or they not say anything. But anyway, I'm just floored by this gentleman's actions. Regardless, he came in with the mask, but knowing what he's about to do, and I guess we always did it. We are no different to it. Every time we stepped out, we went on patrol, blah blah blah. We didn't know we're coming back, but we still did it. So, but to him, we rotated back. It's a different world here, and he's about to step into the ring. We don't know what's going to happen. He's going to try, his best not to get hurt, and we pray that he doesn't. But you never know; things happen, but he still kept his commitment.
Yep,
it's pretty impressive, man. So.
Yep, definitely, and that's the type of character, guys, that we try to associate ourselves with. Guys, life's too short. You got to associate yourself with the right people. If somebody is draining your energy, if somebody's not on your corner, then you got to get rid of them. I don't care if they're friends. I don't care if they're family. I don't care if it's your spouse. If your spouse is not on your corner 100%, then you might need to consider being a single individual.
Absolutely.
The life is too damn short.
Embrace your solitude sometimes, guys.
Yes, yeah.
And you need it, trust me. A lot of people complain and they're like, well, he was my friend, why did it have to go away, blah, blah, blah. And why did I lose this? I'm going to tell you one thing. Because you were too busy complaining, you didn't see that person was going to do harm to you. Because you were too busy looking at what other material things people have, you didn't know that what you had was going to cause a harm to you. And because you didn't value, or at that time, the conversation you were having with your loved ones, because you were too busy whining and thinking, and saying, why them and not me, you forgot to look at the value of that person in itself. But somebody did it. God did it. So you lose, it's him removing things from your life. Just accept it. Because why? Because you didn't have the courage to do it yourself.
Exactly.
Don't complain. You do it, or you let the big guy do it. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The culture, the changes in culture, and what's coming up in the next couple of years. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, so here's another thing. So changing the topic a little bit. I posted a video. There's a girl walking down, and it looks like a bar, and there's a guy, and she passes by and slaps him. I don't know the backstory. I don't know. It's just a clip.
Right.
And the guy hits her back, man, knocks her on her ass.
Oh wow.
And then she's like surprised. So a lot of times I've heard you grow up with men, boys never
lay a hand on a girl.
Yes. So, but let me tell you, society's changing a little bit, and yes, the thing is this: nobody should be touching anybody in violence or in any way other than if there's no approval, right? An appropriate age. But I'm talking about domestic violence or violence. Nowadays, men will quickly respond or even attack a woman. Women are not, they don't expect it. They don't think about it. Yeah. Even sometimes you see a woman fighting another woman or standing up to another woman. I saw another video. There's a lady that throws something at a worker, so the worker comes out and she squares off. She squares off, and the lady's like standing there, not thinking that she's gonna, and the girl clocks her and knocks her out. In other words, that lady was not prepared to fight in any way. Because they think that nobody's gonna take that punch.
And they've been getting away with it for such a long time.
That's the problem.
They've been doing that in their lives, and nobody stood up.
And nobody has taken that shot. So here's my advice, ladies.
Please try.
And some men, some guys out there, some guys out there don't know how to fight. So do not be starting a fight if you can't back yourself up.
True.
So basic bottom line: do not attack anybody, do not raise your hand to anybody.
Don't act on your impulse.
Yes, okay, we go. That's another whole podcast on emotional intelligence. But my point is that don't expect to be treated the way women used to be treated back then. Eddie Murphy made a joke back in his Delirious Raw days. No, Delirious, the first one. he goes, you know, men are driving, or according to him, he'd be with a girl, she'd be like, get me out of the car. He'd be like, shit, he'd pull over and get out, you know. And now, that was the attitude back in the 80s. So you can imagine now, you know, people are not as protective of others as the way they used to be.
They don't empathize as much.
So you got to be careful with that, guys. Be careful who you're hanging out with and what you're doing, because things are changing fast, and you got to be ready for them. So again, advise guys, especially, and you know what? Here's another thing. A lot of people say, well, domestic violence, that happens only in the lower social. No, that happens everywhere. Every social status, even the people that are very rich and all this, whatever.
But
bullshit.
they pay people off so you don't see it.
Well, not only that, they don't report it as fast as other segments of the community. And then again, the police are usually more visible in the lower socioeconomic areas. To serve as deterrents.
More visible, yeah.
So, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen in other places. It doesn't mean that at all. So, but anyway, that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up, and I think I might have brought it up in another podcast. But again, it's important, especially if you're not a fighter, if you're not ready to fight, and if you're a girl and you want to hit a guy, get ready to be hit back and know how to fight and defend yourself.
As Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's right. Well, it's like any, you know, in law enforcement or military, the best operational plan goes to shit the minute the operation starts.
Yep.
Why? Because everybody does their own thing, emotions run wild.
After thousands of hours of rehearsal.
And yeah, the rehearsal is beautiful, but then when it comes time to execute the human the human experience kicks in, and that's it. It's all done. So, but anyway, anything else? Anything you guys think, Bojo? We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep it short today, guys. We got some commitments now. Next week, I do have some. We're gonna go back to the regular couple of guests, stuff like that. I'm trying to bring in some doctors and some researchers and some other things, of course, more.
But chime in, Laredo. I mean, let us know what you want to see. I mean, TJ's doing the lineup, but if there's something that you want to see specifically, let us know, and let's see if we can get TJ can grab it for you.
Yeah. So, anyway, guys, like I said, for now we're gonna call it quits. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Big River Talk, guys. We're here every week. It's week 20, and thank you guys for chiming in. Still.
Yep. Take
We
care of yourself,
appreciate it.
man.
Y'all take care.
God bless you all.
We'll be talking.
All right. Es que este vato